All right, moving on. Let's talk about this weekend's game. Uh, it's also a doozy, for sure, big one. Penn State goes to Northwestern. Um,
Northwestern, who's coming off a win,
who is coming
a
off a
gritty,
win,
gutsy overtime win.
which I'm a little frustrated about that win because tickets were trending down, and now all of a sudden tickets trended back up, and whatever, won't get Chipotle or something this week. No, I don't know. I think you said it maybe a few segments ago, but you get two more cracks really before to get everything figured out. You got a bye week in between there. Use this opportunity as one of those weeks to get everything figured out. Figure out how you are going to get the job done the way you need to get the job done. I think the thing that I'm noticing about this Penn State football team this year is it's going to sound like they're playing down, but they're not playing down. They're playing too much better. So I'm interested to see how that works in, because I think you had to. Delaware is a good example of not necessarily having to do that. Northwestern should be another example of not really having necessarily to do that. So figuring that out, but then also making the most of the opportunity, whether it's some of the trick plays, which there were a couple weird trick plays on Saturday night. Figuring out those. I will say my one hot take right now about Penn State football is let's pick a running back. I get we want to make everybody happy, but it seems like Katron is better when you let him get steam. So let him get steam, and they did that. Nick Singleton didn't come in until like 8 minutes into the first quarter on Saturday night. And if Nick Singleton is better, let him go. Like just I
So which one do you want?
quit. I like Katron better. I just think he's a better running back in terms of the style that Penn State is playing to right now. Do I think Nicholas Singleton is probably the better athlete? Yes. But I don't know. I just pick a running back. It may be just nitpicky and me looking for something to grumble about, but that's my hot take right now.
Well, I think as nitpick, it's funny as you were talking about being complete. I'm thinking about what's the question, what are the questions are going to be asked at the news conferences this week, right? Because first week after West Virginia, it was the first week, right? And he's like, well, you didn't use your tight ends. Well, we didn't need to use it. I mean, that's the kind of stuff when you listen to the coach, like, and I'm often not a coach defender, no matter who the coach is, I'm on the media side, but like when it gets like this, when a team is good, what is there to ask about? Oh, well, did you like the split between the running backs? How's your offensive line? Now the offensive line, I think, still a little area
Steve, they
for
were very
concern.
good on Saturday.
So I
They
know,
didn't allow a sack.
and that's as low as it gets. That's what I'm saying. Like
Okay.
that's right, exactly. I had people telling me, "Oh my God, I don't know, dude, 2 first downs. Stop it." Like it just, no, there's not much at this point unless something goes really off the tracks in the next 2 weeks. And they looked much better than Ohio State did against Notre Dame. I mean, I appreciate Notre Dame's better, but Ohio State's line didn't look good. The best Ohio State looked was on its final drive, and that was made possible by, a poor coaching decision and or a play that just didn't work correctly for Notre Dame that opened the door.
That seems to be the general pulse on that game. Is Notre Dame might not be as good as we thought, and Ohio State might not be as good as we thought. And I guess apparently that might have been the pulse a little bit for the first half, at least on the Michigan game as well. So
yeah, I mean, I think that the pulse is changing nationally, right? At Penn State saying, "Oh, they might be the best team there," and we'll know, and we'll start to get a sense of that in three games from now.
um, the one thing I do want to say is I think this will probably be the last time Penn State plays in the current iteration of Ryan Field. Just and this will segue nicely into our next segment, but it's the worst stadium in the Big Ten. But there's this weird part of me this
It's
week that's like,
quaint.
yes, I'm like, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna
Yes,
miss this shithole. I think is the
yes,
best way to say it.
yeah.
If you haven't been, the entire other side of the stadium is bleachers, is high school bleachers. I guarantee you, your high school football stadium, wherever you live, if you listen to this podcast, is nicer. I know for a fact in Texas there are at least 4 stadiums that are significantly nicer. They don't have bathrooms on that side of the stadium, so you have to go to a porta potty. But it's just like little quirks like that make college football fun.
It's a quaint. It is the only thing. It's not. We're not going there. We thought we were going to make the trip this weekend. We're not. but I will miss the quaintness of that stadium and deep dish pizza almost equally. Well, the pizza probably more. But yeah, it's a quick because it's not the big time vibey, all the money out of you, whatever else, which is why they struggle. But still, it's got some character.
Yeah. I just wanted to add that in. I will have some deep dish pizza for you. That is the first thing we are doing when we get off the plane on Thursday.
It's a wise decision.
I love deep dish. Do you have a preference on where you go, or are you just
Lou Malnati's has been the place that's been the best. I know it's not the one.
well, so
you
we
like
go
the
to
best.
Giordano's,
Right.
and I don't know. So there's a family, not a family actual connection, but Anna's family relatives have that last name, so I think that's why we prefer that place. We haven't been to Lou's. Maybe we will venture to Lou's, though. I think
Yeah, I
might
mean,
be
you really
time.
can't go wrong, but it's just good.
Okay. All right.